Okay, we're back. Okay, what was I saying? Yeah, so, what the heck was I saying? Yeah, the spirit behind me, older brother, he was behind me. And I noticed that like, somebody was in the dining room for so long. And he told me, he came to check up on me, and he said, who's bothering you now? How come, like, who's bothering you? And I told him nobody. And then he asked me what was wrong, and I told him I can't sleep at night. Um, um, and then he helped me through that because, like, I couldn't, like I was telling him, like, I hate being up at night. I can't see the sun. There's no light. I feel dead. Like, that kind of thing. He helped me through that. Um, and then he told me, um, he won't allow anyone to get in my way if I wanted to, like, work on my computer all the time, or, like, he said if I want to go somewhere where I would want to go, and that he would make sure, like, everything would be okay and that kind of thing. So I was happy to know that he was around. um, I can sleep at night now. It's just that, like, the dreaming thing now. But yeah, older brother's back. I'm happy. um, he was back around the time my uncle died. He died around Father's Day. So older brother was there with me then. I haven't felt anything now, so I don't know what the hell that works. Um, he said he was there the whole time, but I don't understand why I could communicate with him then and not now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Anyhow, um, you know what I really want to ask him? Cause, like, when he disappears like that, I'm like, where the heck do you guys go during the day? But I know if I ask them that, they're not gonna give me the answer, or they can't because stupid spirit rules. Um, so then, Brian never shares the TV, so Brian starts sharing the TV with me more. And when I'm using the TV, I always watch K-pop on there. And then he always comments on the videos now, like, while I'm watching them, and now I can't watch them because he's ruined everything I'm watching. I was like, oh, Brian. And then we'll be watching a video, and then he'll cut it off midway through, and I was like, you dumb. I call him dumb bitch because I'm like, how are you gonna watch the video halfway through and then cut it off? Like, I need the closure. Like, I need to see from start to finish, right? And he only watches things halfway through, so I always get so mad. Um, you guys, if I die, tell Bry, make sure Bry watches all my soaps. He's got to watch all my soaps for me. Um, yeah. And then when we're playing games, Tones said the safe word is conk. I think that's how he pronounced it. And I was like, what the hell does that mean? And he said it's a cross between the word honk and cuck. And I was like, oh my fucking god. That's a safe word. uh, and then I kept clucking. I kept saying fuck, 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 fuck. Right, I kept clucking like a chicken when I said fuck, right? And then Tone started doing it, and then I was like, oh my god, don't do that in front of mom. I'm such a terrible influence on the youth. Um, and then we were writing made up stories. We're just, I don't know, like, I'd be like once upon a time there was this, and then Finn, like, that's how the story ended. And then Trev would say, your stories motherfucking suck. They lack so much plot development. Um, yeah, we were having fun doing that type of stuff. And then the other day when I was sleeping, I don't sleep, like, I sleep on my stomach, right? And Tones is like, why the hell are you sunbathing? And I was like, I'm not sunbathing, I'm photosynthesizing. Oh, they have to comment on every little shit. It's ridiculous. Okay, in between then, um, let's talk about my sicko neighbors now. So neighbors on that end, um, they threatened to start a fire under their stairs because there were groundhogs living under there, and I was like, oh my fucking god. And then my neighbor on that end, she's a kleptomaniac, right? So she tried to thief my packages, and I was so pissed. I was like, bitch, I ordered, paid, waited for this stuff, and you're gonna come take it from. I don't fucking think so. Like she always, I don't know what the hell, she helps herself to whatever she can get, right? And I was like, what the fuck? I think I ordered a highlighter or something, and I was telling Matt, because he asked me like, what the hell did you order? And I was like, I ordered a highlighter, so like, because you need I want some highlight to glow like money, right? Like I want it like that bling kind of thing. And he was like, because I asked him if he wanted some, he's like, nah. And I was like, fine, more sparkle for me, more sparkly stuff for me. Yeah, crazy ass bitch tried to steal my. She's always trying to steal things from. I think she stole a lot of things before we moved into this house too. I saw before the neighbors over there moved in that she stole their plants in their front yard. I was like, oh my fucking god. And now she thinks she's so smart. She put a camera in front of her house, acting like people steal from her all the time. I was like, are you fucked? Anyways, she's so fucking annoying. Mom says we live beside the devil. We're related to the devil, or we're living by the devil. Oh my god. Anyhow, and then, okay, now I'm gonna focus on the backyard. So, the chicken bit me. I guess I deserve that. I keep neglecting it. But it keeps, clucking at me like it wants to come in the house. And I was telling Mom, maybe we should bring it in the house and we can watch daytime television with it. Yeah. I don't know if I should film it and show you guys what it looks like, but like if it when it dies, it's gonna be so painful for me to watch. I don't know. I wonder if I can get it to cluck on camera. It'll be fun. And then, like a year ago, there were two cat. I don't know if they're strays, but they were in the backyard. One of them, Mom said it was a mother cat. I don't know if it was what's male and what's female, but one of them was a baby, and the other one was an adult one. So Mom said that's gotta be a mother and its child. So I named it the little one, or like Tones named it for me. I was like, we gotta name him. He's so cute. So Tones named him Floof. And Floof came back the other day, and he's like a full. I'm calling it a him, but I don't know if it's a girl. But anyways, it came back full size. It's a full size cat now. I don't know what happened to the other one. But yeah, like Floof, I guess, is angry at me too because it never looks at me. It turns its back to me, like I don't even exist. But yeah, and Floof showed up after we had another encounter with a chicken hawk. So like when we first moved in here, no one believed me. I was like, there's this big ass vulturous bird outside in the backyard, and I was like, I'm not going in the fucking backyard. And then I remember Trev told me, he's like, this thing attacked him when he was younger. He was like, he's like, what the fuck? And then he came in my room for I don't know what reason, and then he looked out my window and he's like, look, Lisa, this bitch is back. Looking for a fight, you know? And I was like, you think it would run off with a chicken, but it'd rather just sit there and piss us off, right? Irritate us to death. So I haven't seen it back since Floof got back. I think Floof is scaring it off. I wanted to take a picture from my window to show you guys, but like I can't get a good enough photo of it without it flying away. Yeah. Okay, and then inside the house, we're watching a lot of daytime TV. And I was watching this one segment on Dr. Oz, and they're talking about people with secret kids, how they have like secrets that they keep and like they take with them to the grave. And I was like, oh my fucking god. So then I remember Dad came home and I was telling him about what the hell I just saw, and he's like, and then I asked him like, you have any secret kids? And then he was pissed at me. He was like, what the fuck do you mean I have any secret kids? And I was like, just in case I have, I don't care, like, someone else I can talk to and depend on. And I don't know, he took it, like asking him that stuff rubbed him the wrong way, but it was kind of funny. That's kind of scary. Anyhow. And then in between all that, I started talking to Matt. because I started seeing him in my sleep. Like, I'm having these fucking nightmares, and then by the end of them, I see Matt in my sleep. And then I'm talking to Matt, and I was telling Matt, like I told him what his energy is like. To me, his energy is like a greenhouse, right? Like anything nearby can thrive in like any type of environment, kind of thing. So I told him his energy is like that. And then I told him that I could see things because I didn't know how else to explain to him. Like, he's like, "Oh, you're seeing me in your sleep." I was like, "Oh my god," like, you know. So I had to explain the whole thing to him, and I know he'd be okay with it. So, he told me if I could predict the lottery, he's like, "Split the lottery with me," and I was like, "Oh my god." um, I wrote about them on my blog post too. I was like, because like those are like common things I get asked and whatnot, so I put that on there. And then I told him how money's the root of most problems, right? And where to invest your money, because a lot of people don't put their money in things that don't depreciate in value. Like, why the hell would you invest your money in, like, you know, like invest it in something where the money's gonna go up, like gold or like a house or something like that, right? Like the value always goes up. Um, yeah. And then he told me he'd buy me a mansion, and I was like, I don't need no motherfucking mansion. I just need a room slightly bigger than this one, right? Where I could fit a bookshelf in, and maybe a desk, and a big closet. Like the closet needs to be a little bit bigger. And my own personal bathroom. That's about it. That's all I need. um, like a place to put a printer. Cause we bought that printer and I didn't have anywhere to put it, so I gave it to Trevor. Um, what else? I wanted to say something else and I can't remember. Anyways, and then yeah, he said he'd buy me a mansion with some maids. I was like, I don't want no mansion, and I don't need no maids because I know whoever the maids are gonna take away my husband, and I don't want that. Yeah, I don't trust that shit. Um, right? Because you're bound to get betrayed in a situation like that. Um, right? Like that's where most people fuck up was when they involve another person, right? I don't need that. I'm good. I'm good. um, yeah. So you guys invest in things that don't depreciate in value. That's the life lesson you're gonna learn from there. So then I started talking more to Matt, and because I started talking more to him because I was like, I keep seeing you in my sleep. Do you see things? Like, I was telling him all this stuff, right? And he was telling me how, like, he hasn't had a dream he can remember in, like, forever. And I was like, okay, great. I'm still just the weird one that can remember everything in my sleep, right? Um, he said he barely gets dreams to begin with. And then he said, like, the week prior to our conversation, he said he had a legit nightmare and he woke up screaming, right? And he said it was the first time he ever had a weird dream like that since he was a kid. And then he was asking me like, what the heck is going on in your dreams, right? And I was like, oh, when I like for me, like I always get that feeling in my stomach that something's wrong, right? When I see you guys in my sleep, like something's wrong. Um, so I don't know. I didn't want it to, like when I see you guys, it's like I only see the bad stuff, right? I don't see the good stuff because if I saw the good stuff, I wouldn't enjoy it in the moment. So they show me the bad stuff. So as I'm seeing him in my sleep, I was like, something's wrong. Like I don't know what's going on with him, but I'm talking to him in a way where like he would tell me if something was wrong. Um, so I told him like I really couldn't remember much of what was going on, but I remember them being like nightmares because I was like I'm running and then I find you and like everything's okay. Because I told him he suddenly shows up in the middle of my dreams and then I go back to having like normal dreams or something. But it's so fucking exhausting. Um, um, right, I was telling you how weird it was. It's usually the reverse happening. Normally I have like a good dream and then it goes to a nightmare, not like a nightmare to like a normal dream. That was weird. Um, and then I told him not. Like he keeps asking me about if I can see the lottery. I told him not. I didn't have no lottery dreams. And then he said, "Okay, if I keep showing up in your sleep, I must be your knight in shining armor." I was like, "Oh my god, why are you gonna make this so weird?" uh, he said he put it that way, and he's like, "At least I don't make your dreams worse." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, you're right." And he's like, "Damn, no lottery, eh?" Uh, then he asked me what was going on at home because I was telling him like I felt like such trash, right? because I felt bad because I ignored him during graduation and I really want to talk to him, and now I have the chance to talk with him now. Um, I told him I felt like pulling out all my hair from all the shit going on at home. Um, and like how much it like this isn't home, like it's hell, I hate it here, that kind of thing. And he keeps bringing up the lottery thing. He's like, yeah, I told him I'll let him know when I know, you know. And then he was telling me how he moved out after high school. Like I'm so envious of the people that can like move out as soon as they want to. Like I wish I could live on my own. I hate living here. But he was telling me how he moved out right after high school. An hour and a half away. He checks in on his parents every so often, and that kind of thing. Like we started talking about that stuff, and then I was like, okay, now I feel like I can ask him like the questions I wanted to ask him while we were in school that I couldn't before, right? So I asked him. Remember, I told you his energy is wavy, right? I didn't know then, but like I know now that wavy energy means substance abuse, or like in this case, like weed. So I asked him, like I didn't like not to pry or make him feel bad, but I just out of curiosity I asked him like, why do you smoke weed? And then he asked, I guess he got defensive because I don't think he took the question well. He asked me why don't I smoke weed, right? He's like, have you ever tried it? And I was like, no, that's not something I want to do. I just want to know like why you do it, right? Because I know in my head I know everybody that does it, they do it to numb pain, right? And I don't have like heavy enough pain for that, you know. I don't want to like have like pain fix more pain, like I don't know how to explain that. So and then he asked me if I drank and stuff like that. But I wanted to understand why people do those types of things, because I was like, I can't relate to, I've never gone through something like that, so I can't relate with it, right? So then he told me, then like I had to lighten the conversation a little bit, but then afterwards he told me, he said basically he's been drinking every weekend since he was 18, and he smoked weed every day for almost 4 to 5 years. And then he said, sorry guys, my throat hurts now. He said, so I'm a degenerate, but hey, I'm a good time. And then he laughed. And I was like, he has such a low, like, he looks down on himself kind of thing. Like, he doesn't, like, I'm looking at him like this, but he sees himself here. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then he told me, because I told him, like, why would you do something like that? And he said, why not? And then he told me, I hate being sober. It's so boring. And after I heard him say that, that scared me. Because you guys know you're shortening your life expectancy, right? Like, it scares me. And, like same thing when you guys drink, too. Like, I don't get the appeal of wanting to, like, drink and, like, smoke and stuff like that. And then I get so pissed because, like, if you guys die early, you're gonna leave me behind, and then I'm gonna be sad by myself here. But yeah, I had that conversation with him, and then I don't remember when, but I tested out whether I could drink, like, if alcohol or coffee or any of those types of. I didn't smoke, but I didn't, like, I only tested, like, alcohol, coffee, and stuff like that to see if it'll affect how I read and that kind of thing. So there's no like I don't have any effect with alcohol, which I guess is great, but I don't drink. But I tried coffee, and then I realized coffee makes me insanely sleepy. I was like, oh my god. So a lot of you guys ask me like, Lisa, you want to go out for coffee? And when I tell you no, it's because I know I'm gonna pass out and see something. So oh my god, I can't I can't deal with coffee. And then Matt told me, he's like, I definitely have addiction problems, but at least I'm aware, right? Because he knows, everybody knows how much I love self-awareness. And he told me not to worry, but like, how am I not supposed to worry about that? And then I was telling him how I wish I would drop dead. And then the other day, Tones asked me, his teacher asked him what he saw himself doing in 10 years, and then he asked me the question. I told him I'm gonna be sleeping beneath the ground. And then he's like, what the fuck? At least you're gonna be taking a dirt nap. And I was like, yeah. But like around those kind of lines, Matt was telling me how like that's like no way to live. He said you should be happy to be alive every day, being perfectly healthy, being privileged, and then being optimistic. And he said take every day as a blessing kind of thing. And I told him being like an optimist is such a rarity nowadays. Um, and I told him I didn't say anything about wanting to live, that kind of thing. And then he told me it's not cool wanting to die as soon as possible. And I told him I always felt that way, like I just don't see the point. And it reminded me like of like I had like a similar conversation to that like back when I was in high school with one of these guys when he was helping me with math. He like I don't remember what we were talking about, but I remember like saying, I'm gonna die before I'm 30. And he's like, Felicia, how could you possibly know that? And I was like, by the time I hit 30, I would have done by the time I reached 30, I would have done everything I wanted to up until that point, right? So I was like I'm good, right? But I remember that guy in high school gave me such a hard time. He's like, there's no way you'll be done everything you want. You're not gonna die, that kind of thing. Um. Anyways, so back to Matt now. Matt says he told me he wanted to experience a lot of things like as much as possible while we're young, right? Um. And I was telling him it's not so simple to be positive and optimistic and that kind of thing. Um. But he said he wanted to travel, so he said he bought a he bought a RV with his girlfriend and they're gonna go travel across the country. And I told him that sounds really exciting. And I told him how I was planning on going with mom, like take the train with mom to go um, down to Vancouver and come back. Cause I want to go take some nature shots. Cause you guys said like I'm missing the life part of my work, like all the living stuff I don't post. At least not yet. But yeah, because she's gonna hit 50 soon, so I told her that when she hits 50, we're gonna go and travel and do whatever, but there's so many problems with that. So yeah, he told me before the virus hit that he was gonna go travel, but I knew something was wrong. I didn't know what was wrong though, and I didn't want to tell him what the hell I sensed. I didn't want to like burst his bubble on his plans. But I told him to tell me all the cool places he's been to, so like I can go and take pictures at one point, right? Because he would have already known. But then I felt bad because the virus hit, and then I don't know what happened. So Matt, I'm so sorry I didn't tell you anything. I should have told you that something didn't feel right. Something felt wrong. I wonder if his plans got canceled. I don't know what happened. Oh fuck, Dad just came home. Anyways, you guys pray that I don't get interrupted. Pray, because I'm not going to be able to finish this video. So anyways, after having that whole discussion with Matt and everything, because I needed someone to talk to and he helped me through that, like I stopped having like those weird dreams, because I just, as soon as I see someone in my sleep, I talk to them in real life, just because I know it'll stop when I finish, because I hope nothing bad will happen. So then I started doing this co-op placement thing that I had, and I didn't like that either. I felt similar to my internship while I was there. I did that for like another 3 months. The owner's wife, I really liked her. Like I gravitated toward her energy a lot because it was the lightest, and she was like the calmest in the room, right? So I felt very comfortable to her. So with you guys, you'll know like when I get really close to you, it's because I like your energy and it helps me to heal, right? And I could feel like um like the energy gets elevated somehow. So anyways, I hated co-oping there, but I liked this lady for whatever reason. I don't know why, but I came across this lady. And at some point the owner they're both in the room and he's saying, oh, like the client was there and everything, and he was saying how like his wife's a freak because she can see auras. And as soon as he said that, I was like, that was my driving blow to get out of there. You know what I mean? Like this is where I crossed the line, because if this is what he thinks of her, then what the hell will he think of me? You know what I mean? Right? I can't imagine what he would think of me if he knew like what I do, right? And then it started making sense why I liked her like right away, because she can see things, right? And then I was like, oh my fucking god, if she can see, like, I didn't know. I was like, I don't know what she saw in me when she looks at me, right? But anyways, she was pregnant and she was having a baby, and before, like I told you guys, I can sense spirit energy. So before they even said anything or they even knew, I could already tell they were having a girl, okay? And then I bought the present and stuff, and I gave it to them. I know it's pretty big for like a newborn, but like it's for like you know when you take like children's photos, I think it would make a nice prop. So I gave her that. But yeah, she told me it was a girl, and I was like, I knew that before she even said it. I forget what they named her, but I knew, I could see that, because you guys are gonna be like, how the fuck does it make any sense? So before a child is born, at least from what I know and what I've experienced, before a child is born, that soul hovers over, looking over the body, right? So I could sense there was a female presence there before she was born yet, right? So I think I also saw her future a little bit. They're gonna have a lot of problems. She's very, like, her spirit is I don't want to say rebellious isn't the right word, like like she's gonna fight to get her way, kind of thing. But that's how it's always been. I come across people like that who might forget me or who I'll never see again, but I hope they're doing well. Like, because I know her before she's even born, she'll never know me, but like I just hope I could help. It's the same thing with all these other kids. It's like, if we meet back in 10 years, you won't remember me. I don't know if you will. Yeah. It's kind of sad. Anyways, okay, and then around that time, Christmas, it was Christmas. Christmas was happening, and Christmas is always fucking traumatic here. Dad's always getting into fights, and then like one year he got into a fight. Other year the car got knocked. And then last year this year he picked fights with Brian. And I was so scared to the point where like I wanted to call the police, because I was like, I didn't like what was happening. He said he was gonna choke him to death because he didn't want to do what he wanted him to. So like, I don't know how to explain this without getting too, but like, just, they ruined my fucking Christmas. I just wanted to tell you guys that. So I hate picking sides, because I couldn't pick Dad's side because I know choking the life out of someone's wrong, and I couldn't pick Brian's side because I know what he was doing wasn't helpful either. So yeah, like, we don't celebrate holidays here. It's really traumatic. And it's not because of like that, but like I think it stems all the way from Grandpa, because Grandpa never celebrates anything. That passed down onto Dad, and then he passed that pain down to us. So now we don't celebrate things here, like birthdays, Christmas, like, unless we have to like pretend, then we will do that, you know. Oh, my ass hurts. So yeah, holidays are traumatic. And then I started fighting with Dad all the time. Like yesterday, I was fighting with him because he picked up my mail. I hate it. Every time my mail comes, it's always Dad who picks it up. Dad picked up my mail, and he's always opening it, right? And I was like, that's a fucking crime to open my mail. And he's like, I need to know what you're smuggling in the house every 2 seconds. And then that pisses me off. And then every weekend pisses me off too. He takes all my time during the weekend because he's playing this app. You guys know Wordscapes? He plays Wordscapes every weekend, and he wants to get all the stupid crowns. So he always gets mad when I don't play with him, and then he gets mad when I have headphones in playing, because when I have headphones in, I'm usually listening to, well, you guys know the recent playlist I have there. You guys know what I'm listening to right now. I have those in there, and he's like, "Why the heck do you need to listen to headphones?" Because I don't want to listen to you. You know what I mean? It helps me to focus. And then I was pissed at grandma too. Like, I keep fighting. Their energy is similar, and it pisses me off. Fuck, is there a frog in my throat? Why the fuck my throat hurts so much now? Yeah, so I was pissed at grandma too, because we went to go visit her, and then she was mad at me because she's like, "Don't end up like your mom." And I was so mad at her. I was like, "How the hell could you tell me not to end up like my mom?" Because she thinks my mom's useless, worthless. She hasn't done anything with her life. Um, um, Mom always gets so upset when people compare me to her, I guess. Um, because I don't think she went to uni. But every time she always tells people, "Oh, look, Lisa went to uni, right?" And then she'll be like, "Slap them with your degree." Like, she got a degree and a diploma, right? She's like, "Don't talk shit." Um, um, but my grandma, she's always mad. She's like, "Yeah, make sure you go to school. Make sure you drive. Make sure you don't. Make sure you get married and you have kids and like all that kind of thing." Like, she throws it on me. She's like, "Don't end up like your mom." And I was like, "How the fuck are you gonna tell me not to end up like her? If I would have been happy if I had a life like hers, right?" She gave up everything for us. Even like sometimes she'll blame us and she'll be like, "Oh, I fucking hate all this shit." But I don't mind if she takes it out on me, because um, who else is she gonna take it out on? You know? Yeah. So I hate that. If you guys have a problem with my mom, take it out on me, not on her. Okay? Because if you guys hurt her, you're fucking dead. Okay? I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm not playing. Um, So then, like, I feel like that's like 3 rules or like 4 rules. You know, like one of those, like those things you can't do. So like the first thing would be like, you should never make your mother cry. Or like, no one should ever hurt my mom. That's like my first big rule. Then the second one is, um, never swing first. Okay? Like, if you're in a fight, never swing first. And then third one, Bryce said never drop the soap. Uh, yeah, Bryce said never drop the soap. And then the fourth one is, I learned this from Vic. Vic said don't make people cry, right? And you guys know how I know Vic. So like back 2014 when I was about to die and whatnot, like I was feeling awful, Vic was there, and Vic took real good care of me. Um, we had this one class together, and I remember I walked into this room, and I was like, "Oh my god, like I should be in uni now, and I'm still fucking stuck here with people I don't know. This is the dude